Hermanos de Telehit, nos encontramos en un especial de lujo. Una banda que ya todos ustedes conocen está de regreso en la República Mexicana. Es un verdaderísimo placer poder platicar con Garbage. First of all, thank you very much for the time in this interview. It's an honor to talk with you.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having us.
Cool. Now, how about the news that after a year of touring, this is your last date? How do you feel about it?
I feel elated and kind of sad, and looking forward to getting a good night's sleep in my own bed.
We've been talking all day about what a great choice it was to have Mexico City be our last date, because it's such a great place.
Oh, no, thank you for being here again. And now, talking about your last album, Not Your Kind of People, you wait for 6 years until the Bleed Like Me to release this album. Is there any big lesson that these 6 years give to you as a band?
Ooh, I think a lot of lessons. Some subtle and some big, you know. I think the biggest lesson we all learned was how much we loved being in a band together. And I think we came at this go-around with a sort of newfound joy, I guess, for doing what we get to do for a living.
Cool. Now, you choose a different recording studio to do this album. It changed a little bit the mechanic of the band during the creating process and the recording process?
Well, Now Your Kind of People was the first album that we recorded in Los Angeles. Yeah. Part of that's because Shirley and I moved out there. And part of it's because we wanted a change of scenery. After 7 years off, I think when we started Not Your Kind of People, we wanted to have a completely fresh take on it. And somehow, everybody has sort of said, and I think we agree that their album, there's a vibe on Not Your Kind of People that is reminiscent of our first album. Yeah. And I think it's more to do with the spirit and less of the way it sounds recorded. But there's definitely an energy there on Not Your Kind of People that reminds us of how it felt to make the first album.
Cool. Now, talking about what is next, I have a specific question for you. Start with you. Talking about, I know that you, for the Record Day store, you just released Because the Night, a Patti Smith cover. Yeah. Tell us, why do you choose a song of Patti Smith, a great woman in music?
God, you know, we're all such huge fans of Patti Smith and Springsteen, and yeah. I think Shirley is the one that chose it. We had this band called Screaming Females on the road with us for part of last year, and somehow, I mean, Shirley could tell this story better, but Shirley and Marissa, the other singer, decided that they wanted to try that live, and we started playing it live during our shows. Then it made sense. It sounds great. Let's record it. And so we all went in the studio.
For Record Store Day.
Yeah.
And made a vinyl version of it for Record Store Day back there in Hollywood.
And I guess that it's great to admire a woman that makes so much for music, stay loyal with their attitude and with her way to do music, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think out of every female artist that I can think of, she has been the most sort of uncompromising in a way. And she makes no concession to, you know, what's in vogue and what's not in vogue. She's tough. She doesn't mess around, you know, and I really respect her. And what I love about her is not only is she a musician, but she's also a poet, and she's written books, and she just keeps pushing against sort of the cage that gets put around musicians a lot of the time, and I really respect her for that.
Cool. Now, do you already start the creating process with what could be a new studio album from Garbage? Like, did you start? Yeah, a new one, or
yeah. Have we started it?
Yeah.
No. Well, we've been talking about it, and we're all very excited about it, but it's just in the talking stage right now. I think we're gonna take some time off and get our bearings again, and then start maybe in September, October. Start writing again. I think we'll all probably be writing separately anyway, coming up with ideas. We've talked about a few approaches to take, but it'll probably change by the time we start anyway. So
cool. Now, Butch, your opinion about Sound City's documentary?
Well, Dave Grohl did an amazing job. Excuse me. I think Dave Grohl did an amazing job directing the film, and what started out is really just almost a love letter to the studio. Interviewing people who had worked there became a fairly compelling narrative about the history of all the bands that were there, and then what it's like to make music now versus what it is to collaborate with people in the studio and make sure that music is made by human beings instead of computers. And everybody I know who's seen the film really loves it, and I really do think Dave did a great job directing it. And it's because it comes from his heart. I mean, he's so enthusiastic about it, and anytime he jumps into something, he goes in 100% if he's into it.
Cool. Now, Steve, talking again about the album, I read that it's not your kind of people. Some of your daughters, of the daughters of some of you, did the chorus, some of the chorus of the song.
Yeah, my daughter happened to be out there, and Butch's daughter.
How was the experience?
And amazing, you know. They didn't exist when the band started. And now here we are in the studio with our daughters singing background. It was amazing.
Awesome. Now, Shirley, your adventure as an actress in Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicle.
It was amazing. I mean, it was one of the biggest surprises of my entire life. I never imagined that would happen to me. To get to drive to, you know, the old Warner Brothers studios every day, and I had my own car park spot, and I had my own seat with my name on the back of it, and it was like, it was like I was like a child in, you know, a toy shop. It was mental, and I think the crew kept on making fun of me because they were like, "You're this huge rock star, and you're acting like a kid."
Awesome. Now, talking about what's next for this album, do you have plans to release another single or not? You're just gonna.
We've talked in the past about releasing maybe an EP in the interim while working on a record, but I think we're probably just going to wait. And I think this because the night that Steve was talking about, I think that'll kind of please the fans for a while, and I'm not really sure what order we're going to do things in, but the main thing that we're going to do is make a new album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, but what comes to your mind when I tell you Slum Party Massacre?
Whoa, you are really going for some obscure references here. That is one of the first songs ever that Steve and I, or that was recorded at Smart Studios, that was in a film. And that's a really pretty gnarly B film. Yeah. And a director friend of ours, Frank Anderson, sent it around to this guy who was working on it's a slasher film, Slumber Party Massacre. And it was a song by one of our side projects, Rectal Drip. And I know, pretty disgusting name. And then actually the Drip has made it into a couple of films. I think their songs have been in three movies now, and thankfully the masters don't exist. You can't find any CDs or cassettes out there, so it's out there in history now.
Now, Shirley, working with Sertankian for the Hunger song. Tell us a little bit the experience.
Well, that came out of the blue. I mean, he just emailed me one day. We had met actually in Australia on the Big Day Out, which is a big travelling festival over there, and he just called me up and he said, "I'm working on this musical, and we'd really love it if you sang this single. It's for Amnesty International." And I love him. Like, he's a really cool person, and he's really fun to hang out with. He's really smart and really kind. He's really, you know, just one of the sweetest people you could hope to meet, and I respect him enormously. And it was a challenge. It was a kind of strange, you know, song that because it came from a musical, so it was cool.
Awesome. Now, one question: if someday somebody make a movie about garbage, which concert has to be on the movie? Which show of garbage has to be on the movie? Tonight.
Mexico City, 2013.
Okay, because
yes, absolutely.
What do you think that makes special Latin American crowd?
You know, I don't know. I think there's just a cultural passion, I guess. You know, that maybe it's because you like a lot of chili and hot sauce. I don't know, but yeah, there's just a specific response that we get in, like all bands talk about it. It's not just us. It's a specific kind of passion, and culturally, it seems that people are very forthright about their feelings. I don't know. I mean, these are sweeping generalizations, I know, but people are very forthcoming with, you know, how they feel, and I think that creates a sort of culture of passion and affection, and that's wonderful when you're a band, because that's the thing you kind of crave in a funny way.
Tequila may have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, tequila, it's a good motivator.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to talk with you. Congratulations, because all your career is amazing. Good luck with the future. I know it's going to be a lot of garbage left.
Muchas gracias.
De nada, ya lo vieron, hermanos grandes, entre los grandes garbage. Vamos a continuar con más. No le cambie, estamos aquí en Telehit. Cool.